Welcome back. This is Speaking of Settlements, and I'm Scott Drake with my guest Arthur Chapman with Cornerstone Settlements in Memphis, Tennessee. Arthur, welcome.
Glad to be here, Scott.
Arthur, let's find out a little bit about you and how your company started out.
I've got two partners in Memphis, Joe McCormick and Fred Marshall. We're an LLC. We work through Summit Structured Settlements, of course. We've been in business about 9 years and work primarily in the Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi area with a few cases scattered around into Alabama and Texas and Louisiana.
Arthur, can you talk about the special skills your company brings to the table with regards to Medicare and Medicaid?
Medicaid is a benefit that is run through the states. People qualify for Medicaid based on their income and asset levels. If their income is below certain levels and or assets below a certain level, then they'll qualify for the Medicaid benefit. They're going to be able to get supplemental security income, and they're going to get their treatments taken care of by Medicaid, which could include home care in many cases if they've got a catastrophic injury. If you get a settlement and you take the money in cash, you exceed those income and asset levels, you lose your benefit. And then you're going to have to spend that money down to zero, and then you can reapply. But you've wasted all the money, and now you're having to reapply for the benefit. So you put the money in a special needs trust, and you can enjoy the benefit of Medicaid, and then you'll be able to use the money that's in the special needs trust to supplement the benefit that you're getting from Medicaid. Medicare, on the other hand, is an entirely different program. We've paid into Medicare all of our lives. We're due that benefit. And if you qualify either through an injury, which could make you eligible for Social Security disability income and thus Medicare coverage, and if you have a settlement for an injury, Medicare, based on the Medicare Secondary Payers Act of 1980, prohibits you from shifting the cost of future care for that injury to Medicare. You got to fund it yourself out of if there's another party that's responsible for that accident. And if you've recovered a large sum of money, you may need to put some money aside into a Medicare set-aside allocation, and then that fund would be the primary fund to pay for future medical costs.
Some of this may be new information to people. Can you tell us a little bit about the structured settlement process?
The thing that defines so many settlements these days is the benefit profile that the client has. If the client's on Medicare, if they're on Medicaid, that's where you got to start. You got to clear all that up. You got to know what the liens are, the future obligations. You got to understand what your client and his family background are. You've got to put something together that makes sense for them and use the resources that are available. And it takes some effort. You got to get buy-in from the client. Hopefully you've got buy-in from the attorney. But when you're allowed the chance to get in there and do some real planning, check out what the assets are, the benefit profiles, the future needs, the children, the parents, all of the folks that are in that spectrum that are affecting the future lives of the parties, the injured parties, then you can put together a good plan and help them make the best of a bad situation.
And finally, Arthur, what do you think sets you apart?
Well, I think we've got a good personal relationship with a lot of attorneys. I think we speak the same language in many respects. They understand that we're there to help them. The attorney does a great job of preparing and winning his case, but then when it comes down to providing financial information, understanding benefits, if he'll listen to us, and they often do, they'll understand that they're in an area that's outside of their major expertise. Their E&O insurance doesn't cover them, ours does, and we have a raft of programs that we can put together to help their client make the best use of what the attorney's done a great job of getting for them.
Arthur, thank you.
So happy to be here.
That was Arthur Chapman with Cornerstone Settlements in Memphis, Tennessee. And you're watching Speaking of Settlements on the Legal Broadcast Network.